laying it up. You keep it laying it up. Yeah.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is Shane Davis, and that guy over there is Brandon Fountain, possibly, and we are the Controlled Burn.
Yes, we are.
Fresh off the sunning of our perineums, we wanted to
straight into it. There we go.
Get back to our roots. It's been a while since me and you've sat down together. We've had a lot of great guests on. It's been fun.
I love the guests. But it's nice sometimes to just, Did you hear that?
Yeah, I did. That.
I took a drink of Red Bull, and that was my stomach telling me it's displeasure.
Oh, that was your stomach?
Yes.
Oh, I thought
I
that
think
was
it was like trapped air, kind of
I thought our wonderful producer at Neat Media just let one rip. That's what I thought it was.
Why didn't I just play into that?
No, if you would have gave me 2 more seconds, that's what it would have been.
I'm kidding, it wasn't me.
For half a second, I was like, really?
No. Yeah.
So, how's your perineum doing? How's your week going?
It's good, man. For all you that are listening right now, you're probably thinking, man, what a rough start that was. So here's what happens. Right before, seconds before, I roll across this video because I'm waiting on Shane, because we're always waiting on Shane. Like, it's always Shane that's the problem, okay? And if anybody says anything else, don't believe him. I don't lie. But as I'm waiting on Shane, I'm doom scrolling, okay? I'm going to be real. I was doom scrolling. And I came along a clip of a very natural woman that chose to live her life, looks like in like a Switzerland field, but could have been Ohio, I don't know.
So she's white.
Very pasty white, okay. Redheaded.
Painting the picture.
It didn't look like any type of undergarment was anywhere on her importance list, which here's the thing. Power to you on that. I don't judge.
I had a period of time in my life where,
Maybe let's not pause so much between the period and the next part there. Yeah. I didn't know what you were about to tell me.
I'm just saying, I have been told men do have...
Man straight?
Yeah, periods.
Yeah. Okay. Well, this is real weird. We don't touch on any of that, so...
We touch,
we don't touch that.
We touch things. But
anyway, so I'm scrolling, and this very natural woman, she talks about she's about to sun her perineum, and I kept thinking, like, perineum, I know that word. And then the next clip, she's walking outside. She's saying that she wakes up with the sun, that's what her natural wake up. Like, she doesn't do alarm clocks. She just wakes up naturally with the sun, and that she likes to go out and sun her perineum. And I'm like, perineum, and in my brain's immediately like, that's flowers. And well, kind of not wrong.
Perennial.
It's your person flower, right? It's your butthole. It's actually your gooch, but close to the butthole. And so that is what that threw me off, because the next clip she was immediately laying down with her feet up in the air, and like obviously it wasn't showing it, but you could. tell
I pictured the other
doing.
way. So hold on, she's on her back,
yeah.
feet up.
Feet up.
Oh, I was thinking the other way around.
And so that has led me into this deep thought of what the heck could the possible benefits of perineum perennial.
No,
perineum.
She's sun boofing.
Perineum. Why would your perineum need to be in the sun? What is the benefits of that? So then I had to ask Magnus, and Magnus pretty much told me,
he told you
a lot of science to it.
He gave you the Chat GPT politically correct answer that it's more for the noise, but you're sun boofing. I mean, here's the thing: you boof anything, you're getting a more. It's going to hit you a lot harder. People boof drugs. You've heard of people boofing through a beer bong, alcohol. When you boof, you're hitting it direct.
But that's not because of your gooch, brother. Like, that's because of the inside of your rectum,
Yeah, right.
But the sun ain't getting in your butthole.
It is.
You're sunning your gooch.
Dude,
your perineum is your gooch.
If you're deep breathing, if you're doing like the yoga 1, 2, 3 in and out, it's there's a little movement. There's a little
maybe on regular folk, but chubbier guys, even that movement, it ain't opening up like that, brother. We got folds. We got creases.
So you're telling me your shits come out like paper? Come out like pancakes? Pancakes?
You know I'm right.
I do not.
Because the perineum is the gooch, and it don't absorb nothing. So
no,
what's
well,
the point?
So hold on. Fun fact. Most people nowadays are vitamin D deficient. Like, we need more vitamin D, and you get vitamin D
From sunlight
hitting your skin, right? And so you're absorbing it. If you've got your sun out, like when I'm driving, because I've spent a lot of time behind the wheel.
I just don't see the need for it to be on your perineum. And I don't even like the fact that I'm calling it a perineum. It's your gooch, your taint. It's what it's always been.
It's gooch.
Taint.
It's
Gooch, taint, whatever.
Webster's newest version.
I feel like taint is more of a legit term.
See, I always felt like taint was your actual, like, starfish.
It taints your butt and it taints your balls. That's like kind of where the name came from. The fleshy patch in between.
It taint. Ah, my God, that's so funny.
It's funny. You know what's funny, though, is I had this conversation. I feel like this should not be a conversation that I've had so much. But funny enough, like not even that long ago, I want to say like a month or two ago, somehow the term gooch got brought up. And I said it, and they're like, what? They had no idea. I don't even know who it was now. But they had no idea what a gooch was.
It's a regional thing.
And that's what I'm thinking,
Yeah,
right? And I was like, you're gooch. And they were like, what? And I was like, like the fleshy patch between, and they were like,
Your
your
perineum?
taint. Yeah. They're like, your taint. And I was like, yeah, that works too, but
Right.
Also gooch. I actually kind of think it was Samantha.
Well, then she should have known better. That's maybe it's a class thing. She grew up in a slightly higher class than you did. Let's be fair. But like I know when I moved to California, the one that like really stuck out because I was still a kid. So where I grew up, if I was gonna throw this 3D printed TPU ball that I made at you,
because it would knock somebody out.
this one's hard.
Rubbery.
I would say I was going to chuck this at you. I'm going to chuck this ball over there. Here,
Chunk.
everybody says chunk.
Yeah.
I'm a chunk. I remember it took me like a few times people saying it before I was like, are you saying chunk? Like, it made zero sense.
Can I just tell you, I don't think anybody would correct you if you said chuck this at you, though.
Probably not, but it's
because I feel like I've heard both kind of now. But maybe that's just because of you.
I mean, which we don't go around chunking or chucking often, but there's definitely like regional.
Man, is there like a weird moon out tonight or something? Because man, it just feels we're off, dude. It's like we're on the weirdest topics right now.
We started. Hold on, let's we
started with chaos.
I'm Shane. This is Brandon. We are here. Let's talk about laboratory stuff.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's get off the your taint.
Yeah, I want to run a heavy metal test on my perineum and just see what's what. You know what I mean? No, I did have. In all seriousness, I had a client ask me if we could run heavy metals on tampons.
So the answer, in case anybody was wondering, so you don't ever have to ask us, is our current ISO accreditation does not allow for any bodily fluid. So,
which it's going to be
don't bother asking.
Standard anyway.
Now, if it was like a non-used tampon, that's fine. We can do that.
No, that's what it was.
No problem.
It wasn't a used one.
I didn't know. No. It was a How
am I supposed to pick that up? I don't know. Bio bags.
I don't know, bro. I don't know,
bro. I would, because honestly, I wouldn't have even have asked that question because my brain would have just assumed. Like if I would have showed up and they'd have been like, ew, no, we don't do that. Take that to the other one down the street.
You can't shame them. You can't shame them, bro.
My bad.
No, we don't have. No, it's funny because you actually, it's like you gotta think we have a lab full of scientists, right? So like the social stuff, they don't really get as weirded out by a lot of it, and like because it's like just like natural, like biology, like where I'm like,
no, we're children,
right? Yeah, exactly. But like, one of our analysts was like, when we were talking about, so we at one point we were like talking about potential additional avenues, right? Like, what are other things that we could like low hanging fruit that we could utilize to increase revenue without having to have more cannabis samples, right?
Right.
And I guess one of either our lab director or our lab manager one was like quizzing, asking a few of the, like, what do you think? What do you think? What do you think? You work in other labs. What have you guys done that had a similar accreditation or blah, blah, blah? And one thing that got brought up was testing urine and or saliva for pesticides and heavy metal content. But because there is and this is where, the part of it that comes in for me is like, that's not a super sellable test here in Oklahoma, right? Because there's not a lot of people that really give a shit if there's any pesticides or heavy metals in their pee and in saliva. And I think it's urine specifically. Mainly pesticides. Not so much heavy metals, mainly pesticides, because apparently like pesticide poisoning is becoming more common. People are noticing issues within their body, and they're starting to link more things to pesticides,
right,
and foods and stuff like that. So there has become a greater need or want for testing and the best way to do it is via urine, I guess.
Think about all the class action lawsuits that in like fast forward 10 years. Like, did you work in a grow? Were you around this, and this?
Well, and this ain't even for cannabis. This is like just anybody, right?
Yeah, gotcha.
Because of like food, right? Like, think about it, right? If you can cheat a test in the Oklahoma cannabis industry, where they're now granted, this is kind of a double-edged sword because, like bad regulation.
Right.
But in cannabis, any cannabis, right? Regulation is really strict. Even in the loosest places,
Oh, yeah.
if you compare it to like the federal government and like FDA, food, ag, thing like that. Like
on the
think
testing.
Think of the testing of the fruits in the grocery store. They
would all fail.
Chill. Yeah, we know for a fact that most things that you can buy there in the produce section will fail on our test, right? But
Across
they pass
the board.
But even the fact that like, even if the limits were higher, there's going to be more shit slide through there, because think of how many fruits and vegetables are grown in the United States, right? Then think of the loose regulation anyway. It's like process validation, right? It's like you go in there and they test it like this here, blah, blah, blah. They come into a random, but like every batch of every orange is not tested or not even close. So like if there were to be a contamination, low chance that if it's, unless it's enough to like really, really make you sick immediately, low chance anybody's ever going to know about it. You're just going to eat it and your body's going to hold on to it or move it out, whatever, right?
No, it's been a lot of times where it's it's always chicken or like lettuce or salad. It'll be
that's like
E. coli.
That's like E. coli and things like that. But that's because someone got sick and it got recognized. But like think of how many times so let's say the government sets a safe limit for pesticides, and especially like let's say like myclobutanol or permethrin, because they're super common, right?
Right.
The government sets that number within cannabis, it's like 0.2 or 0.4 or whatever. It's very different on pesticides here, but everything has
parts per
we have like 5 different levels based on which pesticide, right? The government, it's probably, and I don't know, but I guarantee you it's at least double that, right? But then think of it like this. What if you've got some where you've got 6 times the legal limit, right? Most likely, that's not enough to like make you immediately sick where you're going to the hospital.
No, it's down the
but
road.
It's still
shit.
very bad for you, right?
Yeah.
So that's the kind of thing I'm talking about, right? There's people that are thinking that like certain ailments and sicknesses that they're having, they're trying to point that to contamination of pesticides via the food they're eating.
Well, and
it's very it would be very easy for them to have. Man, this Red Bull's tearing me up today.
Your heartburn?
Well, no, just like, yeah. But it would be really easy to just intake a whole lot of pesticides, and it would go unnoticed.
For a while, well, and with the rescheduling, that's one cool thing. I mean, I think there's going to be a lot of cool things eventually come from it, but one of the immediates is that opens the door to so much legal research that they weren't able to do before. So, like, because I 1 billion %, like 20 years from now, we're gonna have so much more information. Like we're all almost like the guinea pigs as
Yeah.
far as what to do or not to do, and they're almost being overly safe.
Yeah.
Which I mean, I get it. You got to be. It's
They could find out in 10 years. Because, see, like, we have a ton of research on pesticides being consumed, right? But it's
Right.
always eaten.
but not
Smoked.
combusted.
Not
Which
being combusted, right?
I would love to look at
it's like,
cigarette.
oh, yeah, that's, like, not even dangerous at all. I mean, I'm sure that's not the case, but they could come out where it's like, holy shit, the amount that we're allowing in flour is like extremely dangerous and y'all are probably all going to grow tails. Or it could be like, oh yeah, dude, it's like half as effective if it's smoked. You never know. Like there's been so little done about that specifically and things like that are only experienced through I mean, tobacco's been a market. I wonder.
Well, that's what I would like to peek at it. I've never taken the
this.
time to actually look at what they're regulated at and what their standards are.
They're allowed to have a lot more than we are.
I believe it. It's
Which then it makes you go back to, if you smoke that, what the hell I've got to know.
well. The problem is, and it was funny. Me and my wife were just talking about this. Because we've, ad nauseum.
Perineum was the first thing I opened my phone up to. What the perineum is? Oh goodness.
I'm like, which God forbid, and this is not something like it's. If somebody were to have an immediate reaction to something and died, the amount of enforcement that would happen would be crazy. But given nobody's actually that I know about, that we know about, as a direct result of a cannabis product, died because of a limit being over or something fell in for whatever. Like it's. So they're overcompensating, but eventually, like we got to know what the true number is at some point.
We've only even heard of a few people, and I'm not going into anything there, but we've only even heard of a few people even talking about, I've been sick, and they think it's pesticides or whatever, right? And there's not even any proof of that, right? We don't even know if that's ill-pointed or not. That's not even a word, but you know what I'm saying. Like,
at the end of the day, you when you're saying something like that, when you don't know, you have to add everything. So what all have you drinking? What all have you eaten?
Right.
What have you done? What have you come in contact with? I mean, there's
easy
so
to
many.
Immediately go straight to cannabis, like if you're a cannabis user.
Yeah.
But if you think about it, if you're the kind of person that, especially if you've smoked weed your whole life, right? You're never going to convince me that cannabis is more dangerous now than it was before. When the majority of our life, it was coming directly from Mexico. Right? Like, they don't even have proper sewage systems. Like, get out of here, bro. Now, maybe with the pesticides, maybe, but, like, I would bet even not.
No, I'd like to, like, I
would bet there's less regulation on pesticides down there than there is here. Like, common sense.
I think I might have been like 14 or 15. But I got salmonella, and
really?
it was bad. I mean, it was terrible. But
how'd you feel? Like, what did it make you feel? Like just the shits and that's it?
I mean, both ends.
Yeah.
Eventually, they both turned into blood, and it went on for like I remember I missed like a week and a half to 2 weeks of school because of it. Lost a bunch of weight, but I had to go. Me and my mom went to I can't remember. It was a government building. Like, I don't know if it was poison control or health department.
Or maybe CDC.
I remember we went in to like a boardroom, and I had to interview with it was like 5 people that asked me a million questions to really narrow down where this strain of salmonella came from. Like, it was a big deal, and the only thing that made sense was the school, like the school.
And this had to happen after you got better, or while you were sick?
No, after I got better.
Okay.
Yeah. No, they let me. They were going to
get well,
live or die,
and
then it was. Okay. I had to. I mean, I had to get a couple IVs.
I bet as a kid you were sketched out.
Oh, bro.
Yeah.
Like, it was, which I mean. It would be worse as an adult, I think.
Sure.
Because, back then you could bounce back a lot easier.
Sure.
And,
shit hurts more now, bro.
Dog, it's crazy.
It's crazy.
If I sleep wrong, I'm in pain.
That's what I was just about to say. Like, I'm not good with consistency, right? Like, for a week, I've been needing to go to the chiropractor for a month, right?
Right.
slept wrong the other night. Woke up Tuesday, so yesterday. I told Samantha, I was like, ow, I need to go to the chiropractor. She's like, this is the week he's gone. He sent a text out for like 2 weeks, like, just FYI, I'm gone Monday, blah, 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 through Friday, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, I'm like, man, dude, really? On Tuesday? This is when I decide I need to go in. It's the week that my chiropractor's gone.
Do you
Shit hurts.
Like, do you sleep on your stomach more or your back or your side?
I feel like now my side and back, but like the whole time I was at my, like most of my life, I've been a stomach sleeper. Like I still sleep on my stomach now, but I'm just noticing like when I'm waking up that I'm usually on my side or my back now, and I've always been a stomach sleeper.
See, I've always been a stomach sleeper, but if I sleep like on that arm, because like I have a big like long pillow, and I'll put my arm underneath it, and then I lay my head kind of on the pillow with my arm.
Yeah.
Dog, if I don't move in my sleep out of that, like my arm will be in pain for several hours.
I've got bad rotators, and that's like, kind of the part of the reason why I don't sleep in my stomach, because I wake up, dude, and I'm numb, and it hurts. Like, it's not just numbness, it's also pain. But the numbness and the tingling lasts all day.
You have to get surgery, right? Isn't that...
So I've got two things going on, right? I've got carpal tunnel in both wrist, hands, whatever. It's really bad on one side. I can't remember right now. I think it's
I bet it's your right side.
I think it's...
I
see what you did there.
Yeah.
That makes a ton of sense, actually.
Come on, man.
Anyways,
Science.
Because we type a lot, obviously.
Obviously.
Anyway, and but yeah, no, I've got carpal tunnel, but then I've also got 2 blown out rotator cuffs. Like now the left side rotator cuff, it's real bad. Like I can tell it hurts a lot. Like
skiing.
I'm fat. I don't ski.
There's a couple ways to ski.
I don't ski either way.
Even
in my loneliest, I was never a skier.
Yeah,
man. Maybe a DJ.
I'd prefer to be on the left side of that rotation.
DJ diddles. Sorry. All right. Yeah. But yeah, no, dude. So I'm with you on the hurting thing, because it sucks getting old, bro.
Well, and you're fortunate to where I think I'm like 2 whole years older than you.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna hit these shit milestones just a touch before you do.
I've also been real fat my whole life, so I've got that whole thing working against me.
Dude, you're better. Like you're
also
better off now than you were 10 years ago, physically.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
it's. I was a big son of a bitch 10 years ago.
No, it's
Lord.
It's fucking crazy because
look at pictures.
Well, it's because in my memory, like when I think back on like when we've lifed, I see you
the same,
right?
Yeah.
But then when I look at pictures, I'm like it doesn't. It blows my fucking mind.
It's like how is that not more? How does it not?
How do I not remember?
Yeah, right.
Like it's a weird. Which memory's weird anyway.
It's because I wasn't your typical fat dude. Like for as big as I was, think about it. Like my biggest, I was at least 465. Like I tend to believe. So when I weighed and remembered hitting like being 465 pounds, that was 2 weeks into a really strict diet pre-op.
Right. Yeah, because you had to do like a 30-day deal before.
Yeah, and I want to say the first time I really weighed was like because I couldn't legitimately, dude. Like at one point we owned a scale that would not weigh me. Like it would be wonky. Like it would weigh me, quote unquote, but like it wouldn't because I could get on it and get 3 different numbers, and sometimes it would like get stuck at. We had an old school one that actually spun, Bro, it was terrible because it would be spinning to get to the weight, but like the
just
pressure
never stopped spinning.
Well, but the pressure of me standing on it would like touch it and stop it. So sometimes it would stop on 190. But if I wiggled, it would start jumping up. Yeah, crazy. But yeah, now it's funny because now I've got a scale in my bathroom right now that's badass. By the way, at Walmart, dog, $30, $25. You can get a scale. It Bluetooths to your phone. So it'll log every time you weigh, if you want it to.
I don't need that information in my daily life.
Well, dude, you say that.
I'm good, dude. I hate it. No,
it's so good because like when you open it,
it's good when you're progressing.
Well, but it drives you though. That's what I'm saying. Like you don't want to look at that and see your weight go up. So like you see that and you're like, nope. It definitely is like a, hey, fat ass, get with it.
Well, I know, but it's sometimes it's
Sometimes you
nice
just wanna be a dirtbag.
to stuff those, things underneath the surface and pretend like they're not there. You know what I mean? Like that's
It's fair.
no, when I'm locked in, which right now I'm not locked in. I'm coming off I've been fucking sick all week and I'm about a week and a half out from being locked in. When I'm locked in, I like to weigh myself every couple weeks, like because
that's the best as far as like to see progress,
right? Because if I'm weighing myself every day, like it'll change how I'm doing things, and I know if I just do what I know I'm supposed to, and I'm disciplined, I know I'm gonna get where I'm trying to go. So I'm like, I don't want to interfere with that. I want to keep my mentally. Dude, the hardest part, honestly, is because I'll intermittent fast in 11:30. My wife's like, eating a fucking thing of Oreos and milk, and I'm like, man, I wish I could do that, but I'm trying to get down. But my biggest issue is I will drop, and then I'm like, all right, cool, we did it, and then eat myself back up to where I didn't want to be in the first place. Who you texting? The Berniacs are so curious.
It's one of those things, dude. You know how it goes. Like, you don't
It's
want to
always
deal with anything
end of
because you're
day.
shooting, and then it's like, oh, but it's a live or die situation at the end of the day.
No, just for everybody out there that does business with us or would love to. The best part of our day is usually around 5 o'clock, which every day typically around then. But Friday is when it's bam, 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 bam. It's because that's when most of our customers are starting to get off work or they're about to go home. We know you guys have got orders placed. You've got people screaming, where's our stuff? And so typically that just is when our clients are freed up to be like, hey, is that getting done, or is that going to be published tonight? And I'm pretty like really anytime after 4:30, I've got to get my mind right, because depending on how those conversations are gonna go, is really gonna depend on my my evening.
Well, we have like this situation, right? It's so silly, right? So we have customers. So I've got, we call whales, right? Like we've got a few customers that are, they're very large brands, right?
10 fish make a whale.
You know what I'm saying?
Thanks,
hey,
Ben.
I'm with it.
No, Ben, literally an hour and a half ago, Ben said that, and I was like, I love that. So
that's pretty good.
Shout out, Ben.
Good, man.
Yeah, my bad.
That's good. We need to bring him on here.
Dude, he'd be great.
We're gonna bring him on.
He would
here.
be great. Yeah, y'all would love him.
He's never really had like I mean, like, I shouldn't say like
Cole's
never been an introduction to the world, but everybody knows that's ever dealt with him, right?
I'm sorry, I sneezed.
But like Ben, we had the video for like that we shot for that, but
the
like,
intro.
There's not been a whole lot of like, I guess nobody really does a lot of out there but us, but
Ben is, nobody's got to see the Ben that we've gotten to see, and he's awesome. Like,
Ben's a real scientist, right?
Yes.
And like Cole, our last lab director, who's still with the company, he still works for us. It's just different situation, right? Cole has the qualifications as far as schooling and like time in a laboratory to be a lab director. And he's very, very good. Almost like not a lot of companies get the privilege of having somebody that's as good at like management of paperwork and like
logistics,
keeping your shit together, like as far as the eyes of the regulatory bodies, not OMA, like ISO.
He'll
and
keep
like
you on point.
He's the guy, right? Like that's his thing. He loves paperwork. He loves data. But he'll tell you he's not the smartest scientist in the room. Like he has access to all the same resources that scientists have, but he's just not quite the science guy, right? Like he can give you an answer on stuff, but like when it comes to troubleshooting a problem, he's going to troubleshoot a problem based on a set of instructions.
Right.
That's not always or the most efficient way to do it, right? Ben is kind of, in a way, the opposite, right? Like, he's not the guy that is, like, phenomenal at this and that and organizing your ISO accreditation and knowing that you have to do this at this time, right? Like, that's not his thing. He's a scientist, right? But he's a damn good scientist. He's his whole life as an adult has been devoted to sciencing.
Well, and he's
been a grower because he also has a, I don't want to say like a love or a passion, but at least at one point in his life recently, he decided that he was passionate about growing, and he did it for a while. But like everybody, it's very hard for a small fish in Oklahoma to, be successful at growing because this industry has been hit real hard,
couple times.
So
no, Ben, if you like Ben versus Cole, like I wish we had like the Mortal Kombat fight. Cole is physics. Ben is quantum physics.
Yeah,
Ben,
I see what you're trying to say there, yeah.
is he looks at a problem and he's gonna solve it in there. And he's not bound to a rigid set of rules. Like he can kind of like almost like people that are mechanics. Like they can see that thing before it's finished. Yeah. And you can't, to be a great mechanic, you can't just follow instructions. Like you've got to know 100%. How to feel it and listen and it's got to come from kind of in here. That's Ben.
Yes,
Cole is physics, gravity. When you drop that, it's going to hit the ground, right? There's a very rigid set of rules there. Yeah. In the quantum side of it, it's all theory and maybes and whatever. But they're both fantastic at what they do when you need them to point that direction.
Well, it kind of works out perfectly now, right? Because the whole reason, like, we didn't fire Cole or demote him. Cole's wife was from Oklahoma City. We're in Tulsa. They're both from Oklahoma City. Grew up in down yonder, as we like to say, his whole life. So he moved to Tulsa because of us. It was a good job offer. We're gonna give him a good little salary. He was like, "Come on, girl, we moving."
Right.
Well, his wife was just super, like, she was cool with it at first, but then, like, you get down here and you realize this job is going to ask a lot of you, right? Like, you got to be the man or the woman, whoever's in that role. Like, that's you. So a lot of hours, especially during the times that,
right.
shit got rough, right? Where he was, having to do a whole lot of stuff. And his wife is just like, all of my family, all of the help with the children are an hour and a half away. And he really kind of got it to a point where she was like, "Babe, we got to go back. Like, this sucks. We can't do it anymore." And they bought a very, very gorgeous, nice. Oh my God, dude! Have you ever seen Cole's house that they had in Broken Arrow?
Yes.
Badass house, dude. Like, I'm talking nice house.
There was one time,
very nice,
where you
almost had to go sit there.
Yeah. And I was like, here's the thing, I will. But I know I'm going to be being watched the whole time because I know we had cameras everywhere. And I just.
That's how his brain works. Like, think of this, like, guys. He has a camera in every room in his house except for the bathroom.
I bet there's one in there.
But he has a camera. And it's not like I'm a creepo thing. I mean, maybe he's a creepo too, right? But it's just like you if you understand, like, how his brain works, like, he doesn't ever want the opportunity for disaster that he can't see. Like, his kitchen and his garage. Cole's very, like, dexterity level 10, right? Like, he's very good with his hands too. Works on stuff. Dude, I'll show you some pictures. He's built some badass, like, bookshelves and, like, wall. Like, he did a whole, like, wall like a wall mount for his TV. It's like a wooden situation that he built to recess his TV and make his TV flat. Brilliantly thought out. Like, that's like, I found this online and I followed these instructions to a T and it came out perfectly.
You're right.
That's him, right? But he's also, like, super OCD and, got a little touch of the burg, right? A little touch of the burgers. Not real good with social cues. I literally have. Yeah, right. What? No way. So this is so funny, guys. So I'm just roasting Cole.
That's right. Here's the thing. If it was anyone else, I probably would have been like, hey, but here.
Nah, you don't care.
I'm going to let you drive off the.
So, he doesn't have Ben is a guy that's sociable, very sociable. He can read people, fairly well, right? He knows, he can explain stuff that's, high level simply to people like me and Shane.
Well, he's really good at relating to the person he's having the conversation
Absolutely.
with. So part of what we do, in sales across the board, anywhere, whoever you're talking to,
finding a way to relate to it.
And it's not even intentional. We just kind of naturally will kind of figure out their rhythm and flow, and we relate.
Ben, that's who we are, though.
Ben is very good at that.
For his level of intelligence, it's impressive how well he can do that as well.
Right.
Because usually you get, you've got the guys like us, right? We're very social people. And I know, professionally anyway, right? You're super not, but you are.
I'm a recluse.
Right. But, we're sociable people. We deal with people. We read people. We know how to act with these people and so on and so forth. That's what we do. It's part of it's how we feed our families, really.
Right.
The people that are really good with science, they're typically not a lot of times very highly intelligent people, maybe got a little touch of the tism. They own the specky, you know what I'm saying? And that's absolutely the case with several of people that I know that are super extremely intelligent. But so much so to where Ben can have conversations with customers and I don't worry at all. I don't worry. He's going to be just fine. And if he needs help or there's something wrong, he's going to let me know and be able to explain it to me. Cole,
there's going to be a lot of preparation.
Yes.
Before, hey, let's do this. Yes. Instructions.
Yeah. Cole, I was very nervous because he cannot pick up on social cues very well.
Right,
so he would be sitting there and he's pissing people off so bad.
Have no idea.
And he has no idea it's happening. Or, which is even worse, and I've watched this before, but he'll be sitting there and he's trying to explain it and maybe someone's not getting it, and him trying to explain it, he's being so condescending.
Mansplain it.
And I'm it's I've always hated the term mansplaining.
Right.
But that's what mansplaining is.
Talk to you you're a dumb
It just so happens to be he's a dude, but yeah, he's talking to you like you're a dumbass.
Yeah, he'll slow
He's
down.
not trying to. It's not intentional. That's just that's him, right? That's what he's doing.
And here's the thing.
There's no ill intention at all. You know what I mean? But
we do like you.
Of course. But no, he came to me one day and I told him because I was like, hey man, I'm nervous. This customer, a little particular, just be careful. Make sure you're, and he's like, I'll try. But if I don't know, he was like, we need to invent a way that you can help me know when I'm doing that. And I'm like a code word.
Uh-huh.
And he goes, I was thinking, how about we make a card? Because, we have the print shop. So he's like, I have an idea. Have the print shop print a card. And I'm like, what's the card going to say? And he was like, well,
flag on the
tell
play.
me when I'm being an asshole.
Pull the yellow card.
I think I have it.
Reel it back in.
I still carry it, I think.
Real life? Hold on. This is a real card?
Have you really never seen this?
No.
A beep sucker card?
No.
Dead ass?
Dead ass. I've never even heard this. This is great. Why do I not have a card?
Yeah.
Oh, show that to the camera.
This stays... when Cole was the lab director, I carried these in my bag, and I kept one in my wallet.
That is so good.
This is not
great.
because of me being funny. This is Cole requested this so that if we were in a conversation and he was being condescending, I could show him this card so he could realize what it was doing and try to either pass off to me or fix it.
Right. And
it worked, and we used it, actually.
No, that's great.
I honestly thought we'd probably never use it. I think we've probably actually used it real life 2 or 3 times. Where I'm actually yeah.
Well,
which is awkward because you got to get it out. So like, but still, like I'd legit like had to like it would usually get to like I'd get my wallet out and I would just like grab it and pull it up a little bit and then put my wallet back in and be like, oh.
When
But then it's so funny because he doesn't know how to fix it. So,
but at least everybody's aware. You guys are on the same page of like, all right, help me circle out of this.
Because when he's trying to fix it, all he does is just he changes his tone, so he's talking to a kid. He can't.
It makes it worse.
Right?
Yeah.
It kind of makes it worse.
No, dude, he's a wonderful tool to have when you have like a problem that's in his wheelhouse.
Oh, but
there's nobody better. Like
reports,
dude.
Like right now, investigate. Like I love our investigative report that we did. Right, so like if you have a problem as a customer of ours, right? Let's say, perfect example. You have a pesticide that's in your product. You don't use pesticides to grow or whatever. As a grower, you're like, hold on. I don't use pesticides. So that's clearly wrong.
The amount of times that sentence has been said. My 3 years is March 1st.
Right.
That is one of the most common responses from a new client when that happened. But then 99.99999% of the time when we do our job, and then with the help of what you're explaining right now, there's always some variable that wasn't thought of that gets found out, and then it's like, and
It's usually always another like input or something.
Always
that
something
somebody didn't think of. Like we've had it be.
It's never cross contamination, because that's the very first thing that a client will like. Is there any way that the sample got cross contaminated in your laboratory? Which, coming from their perspective, if I've never been in a lab,
100%.
like that would be my first thought too. 100%. But we. Going through us, we have controls, and then in which I'm not going to say anybody specifically, but with a lot of grows, you've got a lot of movement in and out. You've got a lot of different people coming through. You've got there's just so many uncontrollables.
Yep. And I bet there's people even listening to this right now, and they're like, "Yeah, okay, but that would never happen to us."
Man,
I'm telling you. The people that it's happened to have said and thought the same things, and there is really, it doesn't even have to be from your grow. Like,
yeah,
you don't understand. If you halo spray your grow, that can cause it to get on your plant and fail. If you pet your dog and then didn't put gloves on or wash your hands well enough, you can cause a pesticide fail.
We ran into a situation, people that worked on a cattle farm, and a couple of their employees, they lived there.
That was, I remember
that one. We did some digging on that, and I mean, we found the root of the problem, helped them, got it corrected, and it would blow your mind. Because you got to think, dude, like we're talking parts per million.
Parts per billion.
Billion. Yeah.
We're looking for the tiniest, minute amounts of pesticides. Like, if you were to touch a flower that was sprayed with pesticides several weeks prior, the amount that could get on your hand, and then you could go an hour and touch different things, and the oils on your skin naturally move things off of it, right?
Right.
And then you could touch your flower to pull samples. The amount that could still potentially be on your hands would be enough to fail at 2 or 3 times the limit, possibly. I mean, you're talking about very small. Now, granted, yes, not crazy likely, but absolutely possible. Like, it's happened. It can happen. It doesn't have to be wet on your hand to fail. Like, the residual amount from being on there can absolutely cause fails. I mean, we're looking for tiny amounts. Well, especially if you're using something that's like sprayed. That's a concentration. Like, it's a concentrated amount.
Well, and most people are hand diluting whatever they're spraying on, whether it's pesticides or nutrients. And we get all the time, on mold. like, well, I didn't see it, and it's like, man, if you're at a point, because if we've all been around cannabis long enough, we've seen moldy weed, and if you're at a point where it looks like a spider made a nest in your bud, you're so many miles over the limit,
right?
Like it's insane. Like it's once you're at the point where you can visibly see it, like, dude, there's no recovery.
You're likely not going to see the amount that causes fails here. There's it's very unlikely that you could see it. I mean, you'd literally have to and if it was yeast, like specifically, and not mold, you can't see it. Like it's like yeast is like, if you've ever seen it's like a clearish, opaquish, whitish thing, even on the plates when we grow it out, right?
Right.
And some of the stuff is like these plates have things in them to make it visible, right? But even on plates, it looks crazy different. Like it's just sometimes it's very almost translucent.
Yeah,
it's just it's just.
No, I love looking at the plates though.
Dude, they're dope,
the plates
dude.
are cool because
if you ever want to see, just ask. Anybody,
Sure.
if you're ever curious, let us know, man. I would love to show you guys, especially we don't have Ben, right? Ben, a lot of his science history, his science is microbiology. That's his, I think it's kind of his background, his main background.
That was his master.
So when before, we didn't do all the extra stuff. We had the plates that we use for this, blah blah blah. Well, Ben, being a biologist, when Cole was here, when a person had a problem, we would go out and we would do a swab, right? Or have them swab it, and we would run the test on it. And that was kind of the extent of it, minus the research we could do to show them where it lives and things like that. Ben, being a micro guy, I remember the first time we had a customer that said, "Hey, I'm having micro issues, please help." Dude, he blows my mind because I'm like, "Hey, can you go out there with me this week?" And he goes, "No, can't do it this week. I need time to order some things." And I'm like, "All right, what do you have to order?" And he starts naming shit off, and I'm like, "Yeah, okay, whatever." Well, come to find out, he orders these things called agar plates or agar kits.
Yeah.
It's when you think of a Petri dish or a plate that you were going to put stuff on, what you're thinking of in your mind is probably not what we use or any lab uses for total yeast and mold. It's very different. It looks like a white index card kind of, and it's only for specific things, and it only does it only grows out into 2 or 3 little different colors, right? It's very specific. This agar plate is a plastic dish that's deep, and it's got this, it looks like gelatin, but it's barely off-white, like a cloudy white, right? This will allow any bacteria, any type of bacteria that touches it, it grows it out with what it actually looks like. So, dude, we've seen some of these agar plates, and it's disgusting because, it'll grow out E. coli and molds and yeasts and aspergillus and whatever, but it grows it out like it looks. So you can have some red shit and some black shit and some green shit, and it's it's cool, dude.
Well, you call those things colony forming units.
Yeah.
And when you really sit back and think about that, that's crazy. That's a thing, an organism that is forming a bunch, making a lot more of itself, a bunch of them. There's a whole bunch of them, and then they keep spreading and making more of them because one colony forming unit is essentially one little colony, right? And then
I think something like that.
One would equal out to a bunch.
I know there's a difference in a CFU or colony forming unit or whatever, but a CFU is also kind of a named just a metric for measuring too.
Yeah, I just
But yeah, so it was it's really cool to see Ben come in and
no,
the amount of tools that we have now to help people with the micro is awesome.
We're gonna, as long as he will let us, we're gonna have him on soon. I think that would be a really fun podcast, and I think we're gonna need to come in a little early.
I'm gonna have him bring some shit to show.
Yeah,
too.
dude, let's do a PowerPoint. Yeah, well, I bet he's got a pretty sick set of pictures he could show us too.
But I want to have him grow out. You remember how we were talking about if we did when we were going to do Cowboy Cup, we thought about doing the thing where we let people swab their phones or whatever. and like by the end of the
That'd
show
be
we would
nasty.
send him. Dude, I want him to do some cool stuff like that. Let's talk to him. Let's get that set up.
Let's order some of those plates, and we'll put them in our houses.
We keep them fangs.
We'll put them in our houses and see what all kinds of shit's growing
I
there.
am, bro.
No, bro, I bet I got everything. What are you talking
You have
about?
10 kids.
Yeah. They go to 8 different schools.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. The amount of people that I come in contact with inadvertently is mind blowing.
Kids are gross. So,
oh, dude, it's the worst. Dude, I went into our community bathroom over the weekend. Like, just went in, and I looked at the wall, and like, there's like 3 boogers on the wall in the community bathroom. I'm like,
hey, assholes.
hey, like, there's only one kid in my house. You know, she's 4. Like, you know, even that is crazy. But
That's the one I would expect it from.
Right, and there's no shot. There's no way. So
That was a big old booger.
knock it off.
All right, so industry. We talked about that. I gotta. Do you have something you want to talk about real quick? Because I'm gonna need a few minutes for what I need to talk about.
Real quick, we touched on this last week. The EAC meeting has been rescheduled to February 27th. It's 26th or 27th. I know it's at 9 a.m. at the Capitol, same room. That did get rescheduled, and then also credentialing refunds.
How about that,
dude? So it
blows my mind.
As long as you were submitted before the cutoff date, so as long as you submitted, they are issuing full refunds to everyone, whether you were approved or not. It's not even pending. It says to everybody who submitted before that cutoff.
Yeah, I was
date.
about to say, make sure it's done January or whatever. Big caveat.
I read, I mean, here's the thing. I'm not OMA. I'm not giving you guys a refund. I don't know. But based on that email that we all should have got, it says everybody who submitted before that cutoff date will be getting a refund. So for all you companies out there that were, just royal gems and paid for your employees to get those done, y'all got it coming back to you.
Mercrimus.
Yeah. Get on you either way. But yeah, that's all I have. I am Shane Davis. That's my guy, Brandon Fountain.
That's me.
And we are the Controlled Burn.
See you next week.